So how about this? Why don't I go through, just finishing the story, a little bit of my background, then I'll go through some cases. Sure. I worked in investment banking for a bit at Macquarie in Toronto, got the CFA, and I think it's only the beginning. So I think Panama right now, it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to come get a residence card, great time to move your assets here. And one thing that we haven't really talked about lately,
today in the family office, we have Nate Shantz. It's a collaborator that works with us in Enon Capital. He's a very experienced trader, and he's going to talk a little bit about his background and some of the things he's doing with us here in Enon Capital. Thank you, Nate, to be here. I'm very happy to.
Thank you for having me, Johann.
Please.
It's a pleasure.
I'm glad you're here, and we can explain a little bit of things you're doing. Very interesting. So let's start from making an introduction of yourself so everybody can know what you're doing.
Yeah, so my background is I'm from Canada. I studied finance at a school in Canada in Waterloo, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. And then my first jobs were on the stock exchange in Toronto on Bay Street. So I worked at my first job in the summer of 2012 was at UBS in their trading floor. And then I worked at Scotia Global Markets. And then when I graduated, I got my CFA and worked at Macquarie Bank in their investment banking group.
Now you're here in Enon Capital.
Yeah.
We're happy that you're here with us working and having a great time doing business with us and bringing new clients and helping a lot of clients. So one of the things that I want to bring is that Nate's been helping a lot of the clients. I want you to talk to us a little bit about those specific services you're offering to your clients and the characteristics of each of them, right? So give me a little bit of that. Give me a little bit of background of what you're doing right now, how you're doing it. Give me that.
Yeah, so how about this? Why don't I go through, just finishing the story, a little bit of my background, then I'll go through some cases. Sure. I worked in investment banking for a bit at Macquarie in Toronto, got the CFA, and then in 2017 what happened was I kind of went on my own. I started working with different entrepreneurs, and I actually came to Panama, became a resident in 2017.
Nice.
So I did that, worked with a couple of different entrepreneurs as kind of like a finance person, helping them. Two of the companies ended up going public on the Toronto Stock Exchange. One was called Chiron Life Sciences. The other one was called Franchise Global Health. So that was some really good experience. And then I got my MBA at Yale as well. So I was in the US for a little bit, and now I'm here at Enon. Okay. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of Canadians, Americans, and British people are really feeling a lot of pressure these days.
Yeah.
Just to feel a lot of pressure, taxes going up, cost of living, inflation, and they just feel like it's a lot harder to make ends meet. Whether you have a lot of money or a little bit of money, it's just getting harder than it used to be.
It is. It is for them, and we are getting a lot of people calling us and just coming and letting us know or asking for that help to understand a little bit more about Panama. They've heard about Panama. They heard about it as a very interesting place, and they're all looking for have a better life. Some of them are retired. Some of them are family-wise. They have full families. They're moving to Panama, which is very interesting. And you and I had the chance to work with clients, and we know actually their needs. So I would like you to explain to me a little bit of those characteristics of these clients. What are they coming to ask you for? And what do you think the ways you can help, right? So let's begin with the UK people.
Okay, perfect. So in the UK, as we've seen, London and a lot of these cities in the UK are very expensive. It's hard to buy property. The taxes continue to go up. We recently had last year the Labour Party under Keir Starmer come into power, and they've continued to increase taxes. UK specifically had a program called non-domicile. So it's basically a program that if you are from outside of the UK and you move there, that there was huge tax advantages. And the recent government just took that away. So a lot of people are now leaving the UK as a financial center, and they're saying, I want to go somewhere else because the taxes and the cost of living is too high. So yeah, a lot of these people from the UK choose Dubai. But with everything going on geopolitically, conflict in the Middle East, with Iran and different things, I think Panama is a much better option. And culturally, it's a little bit more similar to the European culture, I think, than being in the Middle East.
Of course.
So those are the kind of the main things that I'm seeing now recently, because for a while the UK was not a major market coming to Panama, but now I'm seeing more and more people from the UK, like Edward. We had a client named Edward who came, and a couple others recently as well.
So they're opening bank accounts. They're opening accounts with us.
Yeah.
We are creating a portfolio for them. They're bringing their part of their funds, let's say, their retiring funds too, their retirement funds. They are creating, not only that, they're opening also bank accounts with us. We'll help them on the legal side time, and also we'll help them on their tax side too, right? Give me a little bit of background on that. How a little bit of that involvement of Enon Capital, Enon Family Office, to helping these UK persons, right?
Yeah, so the first thing that I do and that I do with Enon Capital is, as you know, we help people first get the residency card in Panama. So Panama has the program Friendly Nations Visa, where people from the US, UK, Canada, and some other developed countries, they have the ability to get a residency here quite quickly. And so that's what we usually do. We help them get the residency card so that they can start to think about moving potentially to Panama and then moving their investments. Maybe they would sell their house in London at a very high price. They could come to Panama, reinvest through Enon, get a return on that investment, and live a more relaxed life, lower cost of living life in a tropical environment.
Yeah. Give me a little bit of those characteristics that would say a Canadian would be interested in moving to Panama or to having a relationship with us in Enon Capital.
Yeah, so Canada is struggling right now. Since I left in 2017, the economy pretty much has not grown. So the US, for example, has grown a lot in the last 10 years. Canada has pretty much been flat. But at the same time, house prices have gone up 50 to 100%. So it's very unaffordable. Taxes continue to increase. Yeah. And it's just a hard place. It's a hard environment for people to live in. So we're seeing more and more Canadians, people from my country, my home country, contacting me from cities like Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, and they're saying, hey, I got to get out of here, right? Not to mention that in Canada, 6 months of the year or more, it's cold, it's dark. People have been telling me, that the social fabric of the country is starting to break down a bit. Different reasons why, and maybe because of COVID, maybe other reasons, but they're just not feeling that community. They feel like they're working really hard to pay their mortgage, and then they're getting taxed, and they don't have much left for retirement. They don't have much left for their own personal investments. So there's a huge advantage for
cost of living are just gone to the roof. So
it's been crazy.
Every time we talk to these Canadians, they come saying that. Last time I was in Coronado, I met maybe 30 Canadians. They've been renting all around where I live. I think it's happening more and more to different places, different areas in Panama. So at the end, they're looking to improve their way of living, and they're looking to save. They're looking to have a decent place where they can put their retirement or funds, and they can operate from here. And the other things that I see is that many of these people also, they can work from home.
Yeah.
So they work virtually, they can work from wherever. If they're in Boquete, if they're in Coronado, they're in I don't know, in Las Lajas, wherever, and they can make decent money. They can assist their family, and they can do it from Panama. So the world has changed a lot. I would say it's a change for Canada, for UK. All these things are happening, and we're here to help. And I know you've been here, and Nate has made that very clear. We've been very frequently on conversations with clients and opportunities, and I think it's just the time, and it's a good place to be right now. So Nate, thank you for that. I wanted to also to come back to you on, so what do you recommend this retirement, or let's say these families are moving to Panama, what to do with their money once they're here?
So, I mean, the biggest thing that we've been seeing and helping people with, like whether from London, major city in the US or in Canada, is helping them go through a liquidation plan if they own property. So that's one of the biggest things we see. So a lot of these, especially retirees or families, they have a home in these countries. They could sell it at a very high price. And then they can move the funds here and then invest with us and have a much lower cost of living, better quality of life, lower taxes, and then live off of that income that we design it in on capital. So I think that's the thing that we recommend most for most people that we work with.
Yeah, so for the people that still don't know, capital, I think it's very important to know that we've been over 10 years or so. Actually, our anniversary is this October. 10 years operating, regulated in Panama. Also, we have offices in the U.S. We have a rep office in Colombia too. And we've been growing very much. Today, we're happy to say we're managing more than $1.4 billion under management, which is very important to feel assured that you're in the right place and everybody and we're doing the right thing. So I think that's a big step for people to trust where to put their money and who to assess them with the service. Nate has a very neat, he's very young, but he's a very neat background and experience. And we've been talking about other deals and other projects. Very interesting. He has good access to the market. He has good access to people that can give mutually a lot of information for us to help our clients too, and to understand what's really happening in these places. You're going back. I think you were just in Canada, right? You're going visiting people.
I'll be back in Montreal as well, October 28th for the conference.
So we're looking to offer. We're looking to grow our portfolio of clients in this area. It's something that we believe we have what it takes. We have all the background. We have the tools to help. We have access to not only our brokerage deal in Panama and the U.S. We have our RIA there, but we also have access to many important banks in Panama and outside Panama. We have a great relationship with first-tier banks that can really make clients feel, sure, we have access to that. So I'm very happy to receive that assessment from you, and I hope we can add something else. Do you think we can add something else from that so people can understand what this process, maybe something that you believe it's important?
Yeah, I think like within On Capital, obviously, we are really trying to provide a full service to help people make this transition from an English-speaking country like Canada, the US, or UK to a new country where maybe it feels uncomfortable. Maybe they don't speak the language, they're not used to the laws and things, and really show them that actually you can live a really great life here, even if you're from an English-speaking country, like myself, right? I came here in 2017. There's many others like me. There's also others that are more in an older, in a more senior position, like in terms of retirees that have great lives here. And we're here to just make that process as seamless as possible. From immigration, like as you know, like all of us, between us and the rest of the team, investments, working on the tax regulations with Canada, with the IRS in the USA, with Her Majesty's in the UK. We do everything to make it as simple as possible. Would you agree?
I do agree, and I think we have many clients happy on that side. Nate, so I have a question. So what is it for a Canadian or a US or a UK person to move to Panama? What are the challenges he has, or maybe how do you help them on that process?
Yeah, so the first thing that we have to work on is getting the immigration, getting the visa. So there's the Friendly Nations visa program that's available to people from the UK, the US, and Canada. And typically there's two ways to get it done. So one way is through investment. So you can buy $200,000 worth of real estate. You can invest, as you know, On Capital will assist with the $500,000 in bonds, local bonds, portfolios that would get you the investor visa. And then we also have a method of doing it through working with the client and potentially getting an exemption from the real estate investment, which is an option for certain clients. And on the side of the client, all they need is a background check from their country. We would get a scan of their passport and we get a scan of a secondary ID. And literally within, again, if they do the investor pathway, once they make the investment, within a number of weeks, we can get them the residence card. If we get the exemption from the investment, then we can get them within 3 weeks the residency card. And all that's required is to come to Panama for 5 business days approximately, and then they get the residency card.
Nice. Sounds very friendly.
Yeah.
Actually. And what's been your experience, your real life experience with clients from, let's say, UK, Canada, and the US?
Yeah, I think honestly, people are positively surprised when they come to Panama when they see how developed it is. Like if you look at the, I guess more this is the water here, but there's buildings, there's a lot of great restaurants, the hotels are amazing.
Banking center.
Banking.
We have products from all over the world. We have cars. Many times we have access. We have cold weather, not cold, but chilling weather, which is okay, which is good. It's not that cold, not too hot. If you're looking for that, and
as a Canadian, it's not cold, but for you guys, maybe.
For a Canadian,
yeah.
For us, it's kind of it's not cold, but it's a chilly weather. It's like it's a fresh weather.
Yeah.
We have the beach, mountains, and we have a variety of things that I think.
Very modern central airport.
Very modern.
Pretty easy to get to from most places. If you're
yes.
coming from London even, you can take a layover through Amsterdam, Paris, Madrid, then go direct. What else from Toronto?
Canada and US have direct flights.
Yeah, most of Canada, the US is direct. If you're from Vancouver, you might stop in San Francisco and then go direct. So yeah, it's pretty accessible and pretty cost effective, like in terms of renting, purchasing property.
That's what that I was going to ask you about that too.
Yeah.
So what's been your experience for those clients that are looking to get rent things first? They want to rent first and then look for properties to buy. How do you see? Or maybe they go into that process to sell the properties in their country.
Yeah.
And then when they get they sell it, then they go come and buy some properties here.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a whole range of different things. Like I've had clients that haven't even moved here yet and they've bought the property, and then I have clients that. They move here and they want to rent for 6 months and really explore the city and decide if they want to live in the city or live in the mountains or live on the beach. So there's different, and then there's ones that come here and they invest through the real estate visa, the investor visa. So they have to buy property to get the residence. So there's many different ways to do it. But I think overall, people are surprised by the quality of real estate for the price. So just as an example, in Canada, where I'm from, like in Toronto, for example, it would cost about $1,200 Canadian per square foot to buy a condo in Toronto. So if you think about it, so if you're buying a 1,000 square foot condo, which is about 100 square meters, that's going to cost you 1.2 million Canadian, which is about 900,000 US.
Yeah.
Right? And you can get way cheaper here.
Yeah.
That 1,000 square foot or 100 square meter condo here might be 150, 200,000 US.
I was just in Boquete 2 weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
I was in Expo Boquete. I had the opportunity to talk to some US, Canadians. There was some people from Germany, France. Very nice people. They moved with whole families. And obviously, they're living in Boquete. Boquete is a high end. It's a little bit more expensive because of the coffee area. But they are looking, many of them were saying that they're buying properties a little further away and the prices are just so friendly. So they're really looking to buy properties, land, so they can, do their own constructions and things like that, whatever they look. They have access to also to restaurants, to hospitals, to hotels, to a lot of things that they're in need. It makes it friendlier to live closer to that. And the distances in Panama are not that far, though. That's
a good point.
It's a good point. So you want to go from David to the Boquete, is a 30-minute, 25, there may be traffic 40, but it's really not that much. From here to the beach, to any side, the Colon area, or the Atlantic or the Pacific side, is 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, maybe. No traffic, it could be 45 minutes. So you're in a friendly, distance. That's one thing. And I think that those are things that really help clients make their decisions. The other thing I was saying that I was talking to these people were about the schools. Some of them have kids. They want international schools. And the international schools have been growing more and more in the beach side.
Yeah.
In Boquete has an international
Even in
school.
Chorrera.
In Chorrera.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. And people are looking to be part of that, foreign community and have their English speaking schools and speaking English teachers that are coming from Canada, from US, from UK, from France. So yeah, very cosmopolitan, I would say at some point, right? So yeah.
No, that's a great point you raised. Like, I really think there's an opportunity for people to, especially if they want to like homestead, if they want to buy land and construct, or get a place a little bit outside of the city. They still have access to amenities, but a little bit outside, maybe a 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive, whether on this side of the country near Panama City, or whether on the other side in David and Chiriquí province, which is near the Costa Rican border. There's a huge like it's way cheaper. Like, if you want to get a house, a proper house, you could build something really beautiful, I think, and be in a very nice nature environment.
Of course.
Much cheaper than Costa Rica, I would say, as well.
Yeah.
Would you say?
It's more cheaper. Oh yes, it's more cheaper than Costa Rica, obviously. It is.
So I think people sleep on Panama. They sleep on Panama. It's not as well known from a standpoint of a lifestyle. People think a lot about Costa Rica. Other young people especially talk a lot about Colombia, Mexico. But I think Panama is a really great place.
Yeah. I mean, Costa Rica has much more years than us.
Yeah.
Working on this, getting foreigners in, U.S. mainly.
Yeah.
I only have a lot from other places, but yeah, it's very interesting. Obviously, we've grown. We've built an infrastructure that creates those amenities and a friendly place to be. As a U.S. dollar, as a safe country, actually, we don't have that many problems going on here. Obviously, there's political things like any other countries that we need to deal about. It's not. But when you take you do an analysis on that based on.
I feel super safe here.
You feel super safe
everywhere, almost
Yes.
everywhere.
So yeah, I was in Medellin last time, talking to some U.S. people. They were saying we love Medellin. It's really, but it's getting expensive.
Yeah.
It's getting expensive. So to buy property is getting more and more expensive. So I think there's a lot of space in Panama still. There's a lot of opportunities to see and to experience. So I think, I don't know, Nate, do you want to invite people to come and see and check the service that what Panama has to offer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be great for Inon to have some retreats or some events that we can invite people from North America, from Europe, from UK, have them come, spend maybe 3-4 days, explore the city, explore the nature, and we can do some also educational events on the investment opportunities, the legal strategies we use.
Of course, we have access to the whole world from here. We like I said, our AUM is 1.4 billion, so we have access to many banks all over the world. We have access to many products. We have access to many funds. We have access to the whole markets. We have access, and that's what we create that for our clients. So we have access. We built based on that. And one very important thing to say is that, and in our capital, in our families, we do tailor-made solutions.
Yep.
It's not a package of things. It's who you are, we study the profile, we study the risk profile, what are the needs, and then based on that, we work on that, and we give that tailor-made product and service. So that's why Nate is here doing that, especially that custom-made service for our clients. So we're very happy. Nate, it's been a great experience since you arrived here. We're happy to have you here. I hope you stay here for many years. And you stay in Panama for many years, and let's keep doing more business because it's very important. Nate is very international. He's going different places, trying to bring clients and also to bring business and to make some interesting business in Panama. And I'm really looking forward to keep doing that with you, and let's keep going.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Honestly, I think the quality of life here is great. It's not for everyone, but I do think it's great. And I live in the middle of the city in Barrio, and I walk everywhere. And I have great gyms, restaurants, coffee shops, dental clinics, dry cleaning, everything I could need, I have there. And I think it compares, like people say, oh, I love New York or I love certain places, Toronto.
Yeah, great coffee is always the best here.
Great coffee here. I think it's great, honestly. I think it really is great. And I think that it's really coming into its own in Panama. After COVID, there was a dip when obviously every city in the world had challenges. But now every couple months, I see new good restaurants, new things coming.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's only the beginning. So I think Panama right now, it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to come get a residence card. Great time to move your assets here. And one thing that we haven't really talked about lately is that, let's be honest, the governments in US, Canada, the UK, they're having a bit of an issue paying for things, their budgets, they're having huge deficits. And that is a risk for people there. And I don't know if we should get into it on this talk, but I think there's a good reason to move assets and potentially come to Panama to be anti-fragile, to protect yourself and your family from whether it be world conflicts, whether it be issues, with laws changing again, taxes going up, and things like that. So I think there's good reasons to consider that. Obviously, we do everything within the law and within all the legalities between the countries, but I think that's something that people should think about as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to say some last words to close the?
I would say this, that to people out there from English-speaking countries that may have not spent a lot of time in Latin America or in Panama, we're here. Obviously, we both speak English, a lot of our team, and we are here to get on a video call, even if you're not here in Panama yet, to really go through your situation and come up with a strategy.
Yeah.
Covering immigration, lifestyle, real estate, investments, and people's business too. Wherever your business is, how that's going to fit within Panama.
Yeah. Thank you, Nate, so much for the time. Thank you so much
appreciate
for your knowledge and wise wisdom. So we thank you again to being in the podcast for all the listeners, and we hope this was very nurturing for you. Thank you so much.
The opinions expressed on this podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the values, ideals, or positions of In On Capital.